Hello and welcome everyone. Thoddius here, about to log on to the Tag Survival server. I just wanted to say happy birthday, Notch. Apparently today is his birthday. That is according to the Minecraft splash screen, which is, it's kind of a nice thing that they communicate with us sometimes this way. So let's go ahead and hop into the survival server here. And I have done quite a bit offline, and a lot of it was some terraforming, and it looks like it is nighttime. So let me go and sleep through the night here so you guys can see things. Had to do a couple of updates. The world actually, we had a pretty nasty crash on the server, and so in order to fix it, I had to update to the newest version of Forge, and thankfully more of the other uh, things that we're using are also updated. Okay, my sound just seems a little bit low. Let me turn it up. And so let me go ahead and get out on the roof here. I don't remember if I showed the any of the Thalmcraft stuff that I started here recently. I just wanted to get this up and kind of get this collecting the essence. I have done, I went ahead and I made a crucible. For those of you who haven't seen it, if you're interested in seeing more of the Thalmcraft, let me know. I haven't really done much. I've just been kind of pooling resources here. I did go out into the taint area and I grabbed some nasty stuff from there. Let's see. Main things going on here is I've made a second advanced solar generator because I've been working on getting the resources together to make the what used to be a desalination plant, which is now a solar evaporation plant from Mechanism. And that's why this reservoir is here. This here is an infinite water source that you can pipe out of. It's really a nice concept. It's basically a 2x2, but it auto refills because it is a 2x2 there. And so one of the things that the solar evaporation plant needs is it needs 4 of these advanced solar generators. So I've got 2. I had one previously. I've made a second one, and I'm getting the resources together to make numbers 3 and 4. I went ahead and I spent some of my hardcore Ender expansion points in the Ender Compendium. This was one of the mods that also had to be updated, so we've got a new version. We're at 1.4 now on the Modpack. Anyone who's interested in checking it out, go and send me a message either here on Twitch, on my YouTube channel, find me on Google+. Just send me a message and I'll get you the link to it for the Technic launcher. Load it up, test it out, see if your system can run it, and then if you're interested in playing with us here on the survival server, just let me know. But I do want you to test it and make sure that everything's working. Some people have had some problems with NEI and rendering the fluid tanks and stuff. So, okay, so aside from that, I built this basic essence altar, but I don't know what to do with it yet. I'm trying to learn some more about that, and I'm going to need to go to the end, which means I have to kill the Ender Dragon, which is going to be difficult. Let's see. Stuff here on the farms. Well, one thing I've noticed is that... Here, let me go and pull out from my magic bag here. I've been having problems with my Botania flowers losing their binding. So the mana spreader here seems to still be going to the mana pool, but the flowers in particular, they're losing their binding to the mana spreaders constantly every time I log back in. Now, I did a little bit of research about, it was saying that if the chunks are unloaded, then that can happen. So in a single player world, your chunks are basically frozen, and then you come back in and everything should be okay. Which means that if I want these to stay active all the time and not have to rebind them, then I'm going to have to put up a chunk loader. I do have a chunk loader, but I don't have it turned on right now because basically once I got these mana pools filled up, I'm going to be building the what is it? The portal to the Alfheim, I believe it is. So I've got everything except the center block here that I need, and we'll look into what I need to get that done. I've got 4 of these nice silverwood trees. 3 of them have nodes. 1 of them actually has 2 nodes in it. So the area is slowly being converted over to a magical biome. Let's see. I've pushed out and made walls all the way around to keep the mobs out. I've got plenty of lighting, and so my turrets here aren't very busy anymore. In fact, I'll probably end up relocating them out to this area here. Let me get up here. And maybe I'll put them on top of the houses and they can shoot at things as they get close. I've got quite a few villagers. I do believe I showed that in the last stream. Let me come on over here and I'll show you what kind of trades we've got. So I've got access to emeralds. I can spend my gold coins. There's not really much that I would get. Maybe the iron ingots if I were low on iron. Let's see, but I can get the frames, so I'll be looking to get into that. I can also get an orange sapling here, so that's not a problem. Let's see, what else? So let me kind of come on over here to where I'm going to be putting the solar evaporation plant. Now I put a ladder on here just to kind of make it easier to get up and down. So it's currently big enough, and I believe I've got all the resources that I need to build it except for the last 2 solar panels. I went ahead and I built an elevator system here so it's easy to access from underneath the base. Now I was doing some reading that you can connect the valves underneath. Oh, and I built a glider too to kind of help me get around a little bit. I'll show you guys that here in a minute if you're not familiar with it. So basically what I'm going to be doing here is placing a valve block here and a valve block here. It said that you can use 3, but I'm not really planning on making the, I believe it is lithium or something like that. So we do have a new player on the server, Paco Laco. He's previously joined me in some of my streams as a viewer, I guess you could say, and so he's decided to come on and join us here on the server. So from here, what I'll be doing is putting water into one port here and pulling brine out of the other, and then I'll be running it through some pipes and such so that it can be used with, let me go ahead and sprint over here to show you, and I'll probably put some kind of covers or panels there on the bottom of that. Let's see. So if we come over to here, I haven't shown you some of the extra machinery that I've made for Mechanism yet. So I went ahead and moved these things around here to kind of make it a little bit easier to pipe things. So here I've got the reservoir, and I went ahead and I stuck an ender tank on in case I need water anywhere else. And then I've just got this switch here in case I really want to turn it off. It comes down into this electrolytic separator, which separates water into hydrogen and oxygen. That oxygen feeds directly into this purification chamber, which was previously, I had been putting flint in there. I don't know how you get oxygen from flint, but that was what it used. And so I was using so much flint that I'm like, you know, let me see if I can get this done before I get the solar evaporation system up to put the brine into the chemical injection chamber. So if you look at the recipes here, it actually needs hydrogen chloride, and hydrogen chloride comes from hydrogen and chlorine. So I've got the hydrogen production right over here, and then the chlorine has to come from brine. You separate brine into sodium and chlorine. So you get to use the chlorine, and then the sodium you actually turn into like liquid sodium, and then there's a way to run it through one of the other machines and turn it back into salt. So you kind of get this big circular system going on with lots and lots of machines. I threw in this gas burning generator because I needed some place to put hydrogen so that it wasn't just wasted. The problem with this is it can only output 400 joules per tick, and that's exactly how much the electrolytic separator uses. So there's no gain. There's a very slight net loss. And so I've got the Elite Energy Cube, which actually got drained. So that's why I kind of decided to stick the second solar panel up there. And so here I ended up making a biofuel generator, or a bio generator. But it only creates 700 joules per tick, which isn't very much. And so I drained out my advanced energy cube to feed into this. It's almost full again, but what's really filling it up is those solar panels up top, because the biogenerator cannot keep up with 400 being used in the electrolytic separator to produce oxygen for the purification chamber. Now that the purification chamber is done running, it's not using the 200, nor is it using power here for production of oxygen or hydrogen. So this here should be stopped. It says it's using 400, but I don't think it actually is anymore, because this is not producing anything. So it should actually be stopped. Let's see. So this can get upgrades apparently for energy and speed, but I don't think I need any of those. So this thing should be done. And you've basically got some strange controls for controlling it with dumping excess of either hydrogen or oxygen. I've currently got it dumping excess here, but it should not be running at the current time. You know what, let me go ahead and make sure that this is only going one way. It should be. So let's see, I can actually probably just do that. So the water comes in, does its thing, and everybody's happy. I'm kind of concerned that it still says it's using but needs 0. This one here says it's using but has none needed, so the chemical injection chamber isn't actually working. So we should be okay with that. There was another thing that I decided I was going to go ahead and use this hydrogen for, and that is I made the jetpack, and then I made the armored jetpack. So it looks kind of cool. You can see it there on my back. One of the neat things about this is it actually shows flames. It is awesome. And so it's got this cool hover mode I can put it in. So it'll just sit there, and I can hover. That thing looks amazing. So I can go up, and I can go down. And then if I turn it off, I've still got the slow fall on my boots. Now, the only thing that I lost from my Tinker's set in building this was the chest piece, which if we go down here, I'll show you. I went ahead and I stuck it on here. The chest piece on this one here gave perfect dodge, but it only gave 5 protection. So if we look at like how much armor each of these is worth, you'll see here this one is worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defense there. and this one's only worth 2.5. So this armored jetpack more than makes up for what I'm losing here. And then here I've still got my night vision, and then if I put these on, I've still got my feather fall and my high jump, and then the traveler's boots give me the high step. So I could change over to, there's another piece of armor, you know, maybe I'll try that one, but I think it uses energy. They are called, is it step assist or something like that? No, not that. Let's look at assist. Assistance base, no. What is that one? Let's just look up at mechanism here and we'll see. So give it a moment here. Because mechanism has all those fluid tanks, it's going to take a moment for it to render, and then once it's done then it's fine. So this here is one of those things that people need to kind of test on their machines. I've had some other people with lower end machines where it won't actually finish the render. So hopefully it's not gonna crash on me. There we go. So we're good. It does take a little bit of time though. So let's see. Here it is. Free runners, that's what it is. And it uses energy. So maybe we should go ahead and try making these. 2 energy tablets, some enriched alloy, and a basic control unit. Yeah, let's go and see how much armor we get on those.